Well, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday morning, the 24th of March. And as you can see by the bright sky, the sun is out in full force. Not much of a change from my last Sunday walkabout. The well's gotten a little deeper. The rice haystack has gotten somewhat bigger as we picked up quite a few loads. The biggest change really during the course of the week was in my mango trees. And the amount of growth in my mango trees has just really exploded over the course of the last week, and it's hard to tell you why. No rain, no anything. Like I said, they seem to love this dry weather. Is kind of a sign for them to start producing, but you can see all the new growth is just absolutely exploding on the ends of where I cut everything off. The biggest part I was worried about when I did the mango trees was that I actually took too much off the trees. Let me get the sun to my back here so we can see a little bit better. Because you can see I really cut a chunk out of the wood of the trees in order to put the growth into the new shoots. And wow, just absolutely this last week, and even here, surprise, I've got to show you this, how even on this piece cut right here, it's about 1.5 to 2 inches thick, and how all the new growth is starting at the end here too, where new growth is starting. So I found some termites in one of the trees again during the week, but the amount of new growth is probably the biggest change in the last week. And as you can see here, with different types of leaves here, and it must have to do with the variety of this particular tree here. But again, the amount of new growth, and the new growth seems to be concentrating on the very ends. Let's see if I can get over here where I cut off here, and concentrating all down the limbs that I cut. But because it's kind of like a reddish brown type leaf, yeah, pretty amazing of what's happening with the mango trees here. And I'm real happy with what I cut back. I kind of wish I had cut back a little more, but that was enough of a stress on the trees here. And as you look down the line, like I said, the biggest change this last week was the growth in the mango fields in this particular area right here. The week or 10 days before, it was my front mango field by the road. But just look at the amount of growth here. I'm so anxious to see now what's going to be with the fruit. And it looks fairly healthy. It looks really healthy. The leaves, look at the size of the leaves on some of these. Very healthy. And here also, wow, and we're actually getting right here, if you can see the end here, the beginning of where the fruit's going to be. That's the first I've seen. So we should see some fruit coming pretty soon. the beginnings. I'm going to see if I can get on the back side here. See if I can see any here. I can't quite see any here. There seems to be a little bit of disease on some of the outgrowth, but generally looking pretty good. But actually a shoot coming out, because that's the last stage before you see the beginning of the fruit. But just the thickness here of, yeah, just how thick it came out wherever it was cut, and just absolutely amazing here to see on the growth where the pruning, where I did the pruning. So it'll give me and as we look over there with the trees, but actually the beginning of some fruit coming out. Yeah, very good, very good. As I kind of look down the line here, and I want to keep you all updated, because this is so good for the people to know here, whether they're doing the draft, the dwarf mango trees, or whether they're doing the regular mango trees, to really, boy, cut them back. I'm going to take a walk into the front field here and see how my growth is doing there. Will kind of give you an idea. This was all new growth about a week to 10 days ago, and how it has come out. We should start, see if I can get the sun to my back here, get a little bit different view here, and you can see the growth. And like I said, all this is basically new growth. From the ends. Wow. But yet I don't see anything coming out for the fruit here, only on that one tree back there. But like I said, the growth here been pretty phenomenal. And as I shape the tree at the end of this season, a little bit more shaping of the tree, and now that I've learned some on the cutback of where I should cut and that, but yeah, all the new growth here, it's just absolutely thick. Wow. So definitely the biggest change this last week is in my mango trees here again, and with a continued new growth here, but actually in my upper mango field there, where actually it took off. They were so slow to start, and now I'll walk over to my other mango field here and kind of see that's been real slow to start over there too, and see if there's been much progress here as I kind of walk through across our driveway here into our basically our third mango field here. And yes, I'm getting the growth here, but definitely not as a big a growth, not as far reaching as in the other fields, but still quite a bit of new growth here, and much slower here, and like I said, not as large as the growth. And as I look down the line here, and very slow here, very slow. So I'm kind of curious of why. Is it maybe the ground drying out sooner? I have no idea. And still, this is the old stuff, still barely starting here with some of the growth, and also there. So this is just, and you can see the small growth and shoots here, very slow, which is what happened to my other field here. And like I said, within a few days time it just took off. This is still progressing very, very slowly here. So it'll be interesting to see in the next week to 10 days whether this really attempts to keep up. And right here, like I said, I got a broken branch here, very little whatsoever of any new growth. And looks like it just may be starting. Maybe that has to do with the groundwater too, how much is available here in this field, because this field is definitely not looking as healthy as the others. But so like I said, an update. Yeah, see how slow the growth is here compared to the other. Pretty amazing. Like I said, just the different fields that I have the mango trees in, and this field here has always been pretty productive, but like I said, very slow. And then you turn and look at the banana trees and see what the heat and the lack of water is doing here. Wow. Man, the banana trees are just basically drying up and dying. And the stress, the continued stress, if you look over here on the leaves, you can see that there's a lot of stress on the bananas here. So I'm gonna kind of say goodbye for now. My Sunday walkabout was basically going through my mangoes, and then at the end here a little bit of the bananas, but just to show you what's happened here in the last week. So from behind the camera here, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and hopefully I'll be back a little bit later. It seems to be clouding up here, but that doesn't mean anything at all. So, you know, to hope for rain and to actually get it here is two different things. But all of a sudden we seem to be clouding up here, so we can only hope that we'll get a little bit of rain out of this. So until next time, may God bless every single one of you.